सनातनाय सूक्ष्माय सुगुणाय सुशान्ताय सम्पूर्णाय सुशीलाय श्रीनिवासाय ते नमः। योषागणेन वरदध्नि विमथ्यमाने घोषालयेषु दधि मन्थन तीव्रघोषाः रोषात्कलिं विदधते ककुभश्च कुम्भाः शेषाद्रिशेखर विभो तव सुप्रभातम्. This sloka is very interesting in many different aspects. Now we've spoken about sages, we have spoken about Indra, the Devas, Rudra, Chaturmukha Brahma, parrots in terms of acharyas, we've spoken about Devarishi Narada, everybody has come. What about the locals? What are people in Tirumala hills doing, right? Now here it comes to explain about the cowherd women, like Brindavana, we speak about Gopikas, right? So there are women here, and this sloka brings about the churning of the curd by these women, which is an offering to Bhagavan early in the morning. Yosha Ganena. Yosha Ganena. Yosha is the maiden women. Gana, again, they are in groups. They are in many women, not just one person, many of them. Dagni is curd. Bharadagni is the excellent curd. Vimadhyamane. Matya, we know mathanam, right? Vimadhya is churning. Vimadhyamane. Goshalayeshu. Here, Gosha can mean the station of the herdsmen, people living there. Alaya, their dwelling. Goshalayeshu will be the house of these cowherd women. Dadi mantana tivra goshaha. So Dadi mantana, the churning of the curd, tivra gosha, it makes a lot of noise, it seems. So the early morning sound, it's very loud. The sound of churning is very loud. Tivra gosha. Roshat kalim. Rosha can mean anger. It can mean the wrath, due to wrath. Roshat kalim, fight. Roshat kalim vidadate, it's happening, it's taking place. Kakupascha kumbhaha. So between the surrounding space and the pot. Sheshadri Shekhara Vibho Tava Suprabhatam. It is very interesting. We are speaking about the women in Tirumala. So what are they doing? These cowherd women are churning excellent curd. They are filling up the pot and they are making so much of noise during this churning that the sound is going to all directions. And as if there was one passionate, angry fight between the surrounding and the sound made by the pots, the surrounding is starting to give echoes of this noise. So it is increasing that noise. So the pots are already making noise. The surrounding is echoing, increasing that noise. So this looks as if there is a trifle or a fight between the noise of the pots and the surrounding noise as to who can be of better service to Bhagavan. That auspicious morning, let it dawn to you, O Bhagavan. Sheshadri Shekhara Vibho Tava Suprabhatam. Let us visualize these women, like how Andal is told in Tirupavai, they are wearing a lot of bangles. The seventh Tirupavai Pasuram, in fact, this resembles the seventh Pasuram actually. Kisiki centering Gumanai Satan, Kalandi Pesina Pesaram Keteleyo Pepene, Kasum, Tirapum, Galagalappa Kaipe, Vasanarungurala, Cheer, Matinalo Sepedata Tairaram Keteleyo. Since they are wearing heavy jewelry, and these jewelry, the Mangal Sutra and everything, they collide with each other. And they have a lot of bangles in their hands. The jingling of the bangles colliding with each other creates this beautiful sound. And if we have to visualize traditionally how the churning is done, it is not like how we just put it in the mixie and just stir it for a minute. That's not the way it happens. They used to have huge quantities, and the churner itself used to be very tall, like, 6 to 8 feet tall, depending on how much they want to churn. They would tie these to the stambas, to the pillars in their house to make it stand in one place. So there will be two women on either side who will actually be using thick ropes in order to churn. And that is when this will get separated and the curd will evolve from it. With this visual, let's see what happens. So the sloka says repetitive churning is what is going to give that butter, right? So the author has used the words repetitively in the sloka. So what is Anand Swamigal done? Just look at the sloka. Yosha ganena varadagni vimadhyamane ghosha layeshu dadimandana tivra gosha roshat kalim vidadate. So sha. So that is also osha. If you do sandhi, it will all be osha. So osha, the sound, right? They are doing the churning, and that sound from their bangle is in between. So what he's done, he's kept the sound as a second alphabet, not as a first alphabet. So the rhyming is also in the second alphabet, adding to this beauty of poetry. So yosha ganena varadagni vimatyamane goshalayeshu dadimandana tivra gosha roshat kalim vidadate kakupashtakumba. In fact, he's also made Sheshadri Shekhara Vibho. There also it is blending. Such a beauty in poetry. And after this, if you notice, Yosha Ganena Varadhagni Vimadhyamane Goshalayeshu Dhadi Mantana Tivra Gosha Roshat Kalam Vidadate. The. In all the three places, he's used this combination of dad. So a lot of poetic beauty is brought to reverberate with the sounds that is produced during the churning in this beautiful poetry. This second alphabet, focusing on the second alphabet, is very unique to the southern part of our country. So, Dvitiya Prasa, the second syllable getting the focus is Edigai in Tamil. One other interesting aspect here is Dadi and Dadni both actually mean curd. These are used rhymingly by the author. So slight difference, but same meaning. But if you notice, Gosha, it is again used two times. It rhymes, but totally different meanings. One represents the sound, other represents their dwelling. So Gosha, he's used it with different meaning, but Dadi and Dagni, he's used different words, but with the same meaning. So which adds to the beauty of poetry. So a lot of very, very interesting aspects in this sloka, which adds to this environment, the beauty, the nature, the sound effect is given here. Now let's go into the details of what is mentioned here. So we all know the Gopikas in Vrindavana, right? So let us visualize them while we discuss the sloka. So Roshat Kalim Didadate Kakupascha Kumpaha. That is a very, very interesting phase for us to dwell in this sloka. Gopikas are so much in devotion to Bhagavan that whatever they do is thinking of Bhagavan, right? Bikretu Kamat Kila Gopika. We know that song where even when they want to sell Dadi, Dugdam, Kshiram, they say Govinda, Gopala, Madhava, and they keep selling their curd. So much was their devotion. Now this pot is turned by them just in order to give the offering to Bhagavan. So with what kind of devotion would they be doing it? With what kind of intensity would they be churning the butter, right? So that creates a lot of sound because of all the heavy equipments they are using for this. And the thickness of the curds. Varadagni. It's not just Dadi, right? It's Vara, which means the curd is excellent. So much of curd has to be churned. Now that sound is going to all the 8 directions. Now the directions say, we also want to offer service to Bhagavan. So here the directions are like, you are making so much of noise, let me add to it. And as if they are competing with each other, the directions do an echo, which increases the sound. So when we think of churning, what is the big churning event that comes to our mind? The Samudra Manthan, right? So when we think of, it is a cosmic churning where the Asuras and the Devas were churning, Bhagavan helped a lot, and we got Mata Mahalakshmi from that beautiful churning, and we got Amritam. That churning is reminded here, looking at the sound that is created by this churning. Here, the dadi, I said, is superior dadi. What is so superior about it? Multiple things. If we take it in a normal sense, first of all, A2 cow's milk, which are grass fed, so there is no adulteration in it, no injections or nothing. It is all sattvic in nature. And where is the feed for these cows coming from? From Tirumala. And we saw that all these hills are itself divinity personification, right? So, Sheshadri Shekhara, we've been saying, these cows actually graze from Tirumala itself, which makes it more nutritious, which is going to give great milk. And very, very importantly, anything which is done with a sense of service to Bhagavan becomes superior. When we offer it to Bhagavan, it is done for Bhagavan service, it becomes Varadagni. These curd is great in quality, with a lot of devotion added to it, becomes Varadagni. Varadagni Vimukyamani. So, Bhagavan in their mindset while churning makes the big difference. Now, this churning, when we go to the inner layer, would mean churning ourselves, right? So, Samudra Matana churning of the milk, getting the curd is basically churning ourselves. Because why are these women churning the buttermilk? Because the butter is the essence in there. That is the best part which they can offer to Bhagavan. Therefore, they are offering it to Bhagavan. In fact, Krishna used to throw away the buttermilk and steal only the butter, right? So that is the essence he is looking for. Similarly, when we churn ourselves, we have to get rid of all the unwanted things in ourselves and offer our best self to Bhagavan. So we call it as the Atma Guna Vardhanam. So removing all the negative aspects in ourselves, focusing on the positive aspects, enhancing our positive aspects, creating these great qualities in ourselves. Atma Guna Vardhanam, and offering ourselves to Bhagavan. So that is the churning that is referred to. So this is an internal process where we are churning. So there can be so much of noise, commotion, everything. We don't worry about that. We keep churning till we get the essence, offer that essence. So here, Yosha Ganena, everybody does this together and they want to offer the best to Bhagavan. Yosha Ganena Varadadhni Vimathyamane Ghoshalayeshu Dadhimanthanativra Roshat Kalim Vidadhate Kakubhascha Kumbha Sheshadrishekhara Vibho Tava Suprabhatam Kayena Vacha Manasendriyaiva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayana Yeti Samarpayami.